14th of March, Rabbi, more Parsha Hashavua. Vayekhel.
And besides the fact that I crossed the street, which was like a river, so that really, so we can good. Okay, let's go.
So you didn't walk, you swam.
Not quite, but waded through, as they say.
Waded through, okay.
Wading is better exercise than walking.
That's what I like to do at the beach.
Yeah, and swimming is better than wading.
I'm sure. Anyway, certainly when you're waiting for your teacher. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for the pun. Okay. Right, let's go.
I believe we were
finishing cut off. We got cut off in the middle of Pasuk Yud base, the Rashi there. Yes, I'm not mistaken.
Yud bet. Okay, hold on.
Yud bet. No, let's do the Rashi. I can't remember who was reading. I think Lou, was your turn. I think you were in the middle of reading.
Yes, I was reading.
Yes, let's do Rashi on Yud base again.
Okay. The Parochas screen. Parochas hamechitza.
Okay.
Parochas partition.
Right. Now, so what Rashi means to say is that you've got two kinds of curtains. You have curtains which are there for privacy, but they're not necessarily to divide between two areas. It means to create that behind the curtain person can act in private, whatever he needs to do there. Okay? Whereas there's also a form of curtain which acts as a partition. Okay, it's dividing between two areas. And this was the purpose of the Parochas over here, was to divide between the Holy of Holies and what was called the Kodesh, the sanctuary, is the part of the Mishkan where the Menorah, the Shulchan, and the Mizbech Hazov were. Okay? So therefore, that's enough. Rashi says, this use of the word ha-mosach. Mosach, Rashi pointing out, it comes from the same root as schach, which we know as the thing, the sukkah. Why is it called a sukkah? Because it has schach on top, which is how would I say it? Like a so it also means a screen, but it means it has a covering, a protective covering on top. Okay, so that's what Rashi says of it. Carry on, Luke. Kol davar.
Why do you say it's protective? It doesn't block the rain or the sun.
It does block the sun to a certain extent. That's horaya. It must block, because in order to be schach kosher, it has to be tzilosa merube machamasa. It creates more shade.
That partial cover is protection?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
That's what Rashi's going to say now. Kol davar.
Kol davar ha magain. Anything that shields. Bain lamala. Bain the mikneged. Whether it is on top or whether it is facing vertically.
Right.
Karui masach uschach. It's called covering, screen or covering.
Right. It means the same thing, that it creates a protective either partition or, okay? The chay, simply you have
Sachta va'ado. Similarly, the word sachta in the phrase "you protected him."
Right. That is referring to the Satan came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and said, you're favoring Eov. Sachto ba'ado, you have protected him. You have caused a protection in front of him, that no harm will come to him. You haven't tested him. Okay?
Yeah. Hinani sach es darkech.
Yeah. I have protected your path.
The word sach in the phrase, behold, I blocked your path.
Right. Okay? Right, let's continue. So that's what Rashi says. That's a mosach is a partition. Okay. Derech Agav, the term another thing when Rashi, the previous person which Rashi brought from Eov, ba'adoi means generally is translated as on his behalf, for him, but that's an incorrect translation. It means in front of him. It means to act as a sachto, means you have created a partition ba'adoi in front of him. The result is obviously you protected him. You've protected in front of him that no harm or test should come to him. Okay. Pasuk Yud Gimel, Meir.
Okay. Let's see. It says, Et hashulchan ve'et badav ve'et kol kelav ve'et lechem apanim. Okay, so the shulchan, which I guess is the table, and its poles and all its vessels, and the lechem apanim. I don't know how to translate that. Bread of
But generally it's translated as the showbread.
oh, showbread, right?
Yeah, but we'll
right.
see. And it's interesting what it means. It means the bread with faces.
Oh, that's why
That's
it's
really what it
showbread.
means. Okay, yeah, right. Even though the mice, it's interesting. In ye old English, it's spelled S-H-E-W. Even though the mice, I think actually I translated it with an O.
So it's
S-H-O-W.
showbread.
I think Webster's has both. I'm not mistaken. But anyway, let me check up a second.
So lechem apanim is the showbread. Okay.
Just a second.
Wonder what this does. 34, 13, 35, 13.
Okay. Looking for over here.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
I'm looking at over here. Nice.
It is showbread.
What pasuk are we on page? Pasuk
35.
And the showbread. Showbread, I spelled S-H-O-W. I think that's the modern day spelling in Webster's of this.
Well,
old
the
S-H-E-W.
that's how this art scroll spells it too.
What? With an O or with an E?
Showbread. With an O.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a hyphenated word. It's art scroll edition. Show hyphen bread. It said.
So I have it as one. The word accepts it as a word.
As one word. Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Okay. So
Anyway,
lechem apanim, which is showbread, okay, or bread of the faces. Kevar parashti, I've already explained. Al shem shehayulo panim lekan ulechan. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'll shame shehayu lo panim. Oh, so it already because it has these faces at both ends, I guess. Shehu asui kamin teva perutza. So it was made as a type of teva is a box, right?
Yes.
Okay, so perutza is like ripped open, or
Yes, so that's what Rashi says. Hashem shahayu lo ponim lekan ulekan. Now Rashi explains that means kvar pirashti. Now he means 25:29. 25:29. Rashi says, so contrary to many people thinking, the reason why it's called showbread because it has two open sides. That's not why it's called ponim. Rashi says this where is it? Where is it? Yeah. כך קורא לחם הפונים, שיש לו פונים רואים לכאן ולכאן לצידי הבייס מזה ומזה. Means the two sides of the, in other words, normally you have bread is flat, but the showbread had two sides to it, and those sides faced the one side the Holy of Holies, and the other side the opening the curtain of the Mishkan. So those, it was in that respect, it was different from a regular bread. Normally, regular bread is flat, but this had two turned up sides, and those are upon him which we were referring to. Okay. And that's how it turned out to be teva prutza, because it was only on two sides that it was turned up, and the other two sides it was open. So that's why it turned out looking like an open-ended box.
Oh.
Okay, let's go on. Lou, Pasuk Yudalet.
The es minoras hamaor, the es keleha, the es neroseha, the es shemen hamaor. Okay, so the menorah.
Okay, menorah Sappara means the candelabrum for lighting. Hamor means it was a menorah is actually the actual vessel with which one in which one lights the lights, and Hamor was for the purpose of giving light. The lamp, let's see how I translated it. I think I translated it as the candelabrum. And the light-giving candelabrum.
Okay. And the
it's
utensils. It's utensils.
Right.
Eleha. And it's lamps.
Very good. Okay, that's what Rashi is going to point out. It does not refer to the actual lights, which can also be called a ner. It refers to the lamps, which held the wicks, which were lit and gave light. They were the lights. Neiroseh, I was referring to the lamps. Okay, the Eis Shemen Hamor.
And the oil for lighting.
Very good.
So
By the way,
Rashi
I
says,
think we mentioned this at the beginning of Parshas Tetzaveh as well, that the oil was an essential part of the menorah. Means it was part of the you had the candelabrum, right? You had the menorah itself, which was the kli, and the oil, the lamps, and all these things. Its utensils, its lamps, and the oil, all part and parcel of the actual menorah itself. And that's why it's mentioned not as like, when, for instance, I'll give an example, on the Mizbeach, right? So you've got the Mizbeach itself, on which were offered sacrifices. Or even you have the golden altar inside, on which was offered keteris, okay, which was offered incense. The incense wasn't part and parcel of the Mizbeach. There was a Mizbeach, and the purpose of it was in order to burn keteris on it. Okay, but the oil of the menorah was part and parcel of the menorah itself. Okay, let's see the Rashi.
Es Keleha Melka Chaim U Machtos.
Okay.
So it's tongs and scoops.
Yeah. This was all used to, so the Melka Chaim were used for taking the wicks, and the machtas were used for cleaning out any old ashes or whatever inside. Okay?
Neroseha. In Old French, lucies.
Yeah, which means lamps. Lampen, they have got a word in Yiddish here.
Oh,
Bezikrim Shehashem Gahapisilos Ne Sunim Behend. The cups into which the oil and the wicks were put.
Right, so that's what Rashi's pointing out. It's not the actual light itself, the flame, but it refers to the lamps, the crucible, the kli, the vessel in which the oil and the wicks were held. Okay?
Right. As the es shemen hamaor, the oil of illumination. Af hu tzarich chachmei lev. Says, I too require those wise of heart.
This also required a special skill in producing this oil. Shehu meshuneh
Mishar shemanim. And I'm sorry, not end. That it is different from other oils. Kamo shemiforash bima nachos. As it says in Menachos, megar gero birosh hazayis. He leaves it to ripen at the top of the olive tree. Behu kesiv vazach, and it is
crushed.
Kasis. It is crushed and it is pure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I want to point out something over here. Yeah. It sounds over here, I mean, the Mefarshim discuss the Mefarshim discuss where did they get the oil from? I mean, there were no olive trees growing in the desert, and there had to be in each particular place where there were olive trees. It's not likely. So obviously they had to. So some of the Mefarshim learn that it was brought to them by merchants, but from this Rashi's mashma, it could be that they actually brought them the olives, and they pressed them themselves. Because here's Rashi says that it required a special skill, and it was mashma. It was done by the members of the Jewish people in the desert, right in the camp, that they took the olives and they pressed them and produced this special kind of pressed oil. So it's mashma they did the pressing, not that it came to them as ready pressed oil. They needed chachmei leiv to do it. They needed people of special skill. Okay, let's continue. Pasuk 15.
Okay. It says, let's see. The et mizbeach haketoret, the et badav, the eight. Pardon?
That mizbach haketores.
Oh, mizbach. Right, I said mizbeach. Oh, mizbach haketoret, the et badav, the et shemen ha-mishcha, the et ketoret hasamim, the et masach petach lepetach or lefetach actually mishkan. Okay, so let's see. So it's the mizbeach for the incense.
Right. Incense altar.
The altar, okay, and its poles, and the shemen hamishcha. That's the anointing oil.
Right.
Okay. The katoret hasamim. The it's bisamim, spices. The incense of the spices, I guess.
There was the spice incense.
Oh, okay.
It's made of spices.
Okay. Right? And the masach, which is the covering, I guess.
It means a curtain in this sense.
The curtain, okay, of the entrance to the Mishkan.
For the entrance to the Mishkan.
Oh, for it. Okay. La fetach. Okay. Rashi. Masach ha petach. Okay, so this is the covering of the entrance. Vilom shelifnei mizrach. So it's a curtain that was
in front of the eastern side.
Of the eastern side, okay. Shelo hayusham karashim velo yiriot. Oh, and there were neither wooden beams, I guess, or yiriot. Or the curtains?
Yeah, it means in this sense drapes.
Drapes, okay.
It was open-ended there.
Mm-hmm.
So from Rashi is actually mashma over here, very interesting. Because there were 4 pillars at the entrance of the Mishkan. I think it was 4 or 5, if I remember now. Let me see a picture over here.
sometimes has pictures, but this
That's five.
doesn't.
There were five.
Pillars, okay.
Those pillars, the question is, were they covered by the drapes or not? So l'chayra, it's mashma that they were only covered by the goat skin drapes, but not by the lower drapes, the ones was called the mishkan.
Uh-huh. Right here. Okay.
Okay. Let's see, 1 second. I just it's in Parshas Truma. We have it mentioned over here.
Doesn't have any illustrations either. Okay, I don't see.
Yeah, Rashi in Parshas Truma brings two opinions. It's a very long Rashi over there. Chapter 26, Pasuk 5. Rashi describes how the drapes were draped over the over the beams, over the okay, and Rashi brings two opinions whether the lower drapes covered the pillars, front pillars, or not.
One, two.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, I see. Wow. Okay.
So here Rashi says, "V'lo yiriyos, shelo lo kroshim, shelo kroshim, v'lo yiriyos." Okay. Have we got time for one more pasuk? Or maybe I think we'll hold it here. Okay, we have to pasuk Tez Zayin. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Very
Rabbi.
good.
Have a great day. Be well.
Okay.
You too. Stay dry.
Thank you. Okay, be well.